Alright, welcome back everybody to the Simple Markets channel. My name is JB, and today I have a really important video for you. We are not only going to be talking about how to pass prop firm challenges, but also giving you the exact trading strategy to do so, and then going really in depth in the metrics and showing you how to optimize your chances of passing your prop firm accounts. And these systems and the way that we teach our students has truly led us to the largest funded ratio of members in our community. Out of any Discord community out there, I challenge you to find one with a higher percentage of members funded. As of the current moment, we are sitting at 152 members and 59 of them being funded within the community. That is almost a 40% rate of getting funded when joining the Simple Markets community. And to be quite honest with you, there is a lot of members in here who I know are funded but haven't really reached out or showed their certificate to get the funded role. We verify every single person with a certificate to make sure they gain the funded role. And there's a lot of people in here who prefer to keep to themselves and haven't really reached out directly to say that, yes, I'm funded, I want the funded role. So it is very likely higher than the number we even have here. It continues to climb month over month. Every single month we see new members getting funded. But the most important part of how we achieve this is number one, giving every trader that enters a community a profitable and data-proven strategy, like the one we're going to go over in today's video, and you can download it for free below. However, as you guys know, every single comment that you leave on my YouTube videos, I answer in full. I enjoy helping you guys out. I enjoy giving the guidance I can, especially to my subscribers and people supporting my channel. And one of the most common questions I get is trying to understand how to optimize passing prop firm challenges. You guys may know I don't personally trade prop firms myself, but I have so many students who do. And we really understand the value of them for people who are getting themselves into the trading space and are new to the industry. So with prop firms being on such a pedestal and one of the most important factors for a new trader to get some capital in their hands, I do want to make this video to really go in depth on how you can optimize your chances of passing, as well as going over very quickly the strategy that we use, starting with watchlist and time. Now, one of the main questions I've gotten on my videos is, JB, there's a lot of pairs here. How do you possibly manage looking at every single one of them? How long does that take? Does it take you 5 hours a day? Now I can see how for most of you who are used to lower time frame trading, you may trade 3 to 4 pairs and that may be a lot for you. But on the contrary, a lot of you are using multi-timeframe analysis. You might start on the monthly, then go down to the weekly, then go down to the 4-hour, then maybe the 15-minute and the 1-minute. Some of you may cut that down even by doing the 4-hour, then to the 15-minute, then to the 1-minute. But that's still 3 time frames involved. We use only a single time frame for this strategy, and it's the 4-hour time frame. So we only have to look at one singular time frame of price and look at the most recent price action to see if the rules are met. So realistically speaking, with all of these pairs in my watch list, it takes me just about 10 minutes every morning to set my orders. And then I have a cool little EA that's on my MetaTrader that actually manages the trades for me when it comes to things like our break-even rule. We try to keep things as simple as possible with our entry checklist because we find that it is the easiest way for traders to be more consistent in their trading, is keeping it simple, trying to limit the discretion as much as they can, and then kind of falling into their own style of trading, whether it be more conservative or aggressive. Step 1 is going to be a higher time frame bias. Now, this is even optional because as we talked about, we enjoy the single time frame analysis. So most cases for me, I simply look at the chart and see if the 4-hour time frame is bullish or bearish, and that's good enough for me. If I'm seeing higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour time frame, that is good enough for me to distinguish the trend. Step 2 is going to be a sweep on liquidity. Now this one, the sweep can vary for more traders. We know some traders in our community who are very, very aggressive. They like to take a lot of trades with no discretion, and they typically won't look for a significant sweep in every single trade. And then traders more like myself who are more conservative, the majority of my trades are going to have a good liquidity sweep, and the only times they don't is when I'm following trend very heavily, because we don't always see a good sweep of higher highs and higher lows when price is really running very heavily with high volume. Step 3 is displacement. Now this is just simply showing a strong break of structure in the direction of your trade, and then also a fair value gap in that range when breaking structure. This rule here just kind of shows good volume within that range, and then the break of structure, of course, we need to establish our trading range. And once we have that range established, we simply take a Fibonacci tool at the 75%, slap it on there, and take our trade. Yes, you can still miss at this point and the trade can run without you. Yes, you can still take losses with this entry checklist, but we understand that over the long term with proper risk management, we have a highly profitable plan over the markets. Every trade we take is a fixed 3 RR because of that 75% fib level of the range. And that means over the long term, even with a win rate that isn't as flashy as these guys with McLarens and Lamborghinis showing them on Instagram and social media, you can be highly, highly profitable and consistent with a win rate like this. Also using something like our break-even rule to minimize that drawdown overall and strengthen your edge. You can see some example expected returns per month here. And one of the biggest issues that I find traders have is they look at an image like this, 80%, 80%, 130, 116, and then this year was actually incomplete in the testing, it wasn't done. But they look at a year like this with highly profitable data and they say, well, wait a minute, you lost 11% here, so you can't be funded with this strategy. We have to stop looking at prop firms that linear, guys. If you are someone who looks at the markets this linear, I really recommend something like a community. It opens your eyes in the boundaries that you set in your mind. Instead of you looking at something and saying negative 11%, I can't pass or keep a prop firm account, there's over 150 people in our community that share ideas and methods on how to pass challenges. Would this idea work better? How about we try this? All of these ideas getting thrown around by 100 plus consistent, profitable, funded traders every single day is one of the strongest things you can do for yourself and one of the greatest ways to surround yourself with like-minded people. Everyone says you are the product of the 5 people you hang around the most, and I promise if you have 100 people around you that are trading exactly how you want to be, it will level up your game. The rest of this document just goes through some trade examples as well as some takeaways down the bottom. We don't have to dive too much into that, but what I do want to show here is this challenge pass rate calculator that a member of ours actually created. It is a really cool document. Shout out to Matt in our community. He's a student of ours who developed this, and he essentially created it where it takes your risk, your win rate, and then your break-even rate. You adjust the profit target and the drawdown for the challenges, and then it gives you a pass rate and a fail rate, and then it even tells you how many trades to pass or how many trades to fail. I switched it over to one risk to be a little bit more clear, but all this calculator is essentially doing is you type in your win rate, and a W represents a +3 because of the 3R that we use, an L represents a -1 because you are losing 1R, and then a break-even represents a 0 because nothing happens to the account with a break-even. So typing in some metrics here using the strategy that we just talked about, we're going to type in a 36.4% win rate. And some people are going to say, JB, where did you pull that number? 36.4, it's super random. You even added a decimal point in there. So if we actually hop over to FX Replay, which is a good affiliate partner of ours, it is the main platform where you can backtest your data in your trading strategy. We have 78,000 trades worth of data showing an overall win rate of about 36.4%. This is why we call it one of the most data-backed strategies on YouTube. 78,000 trades on this one strategy, and we actually do have another account with over 60,000 trades as well. Now, when we refresh here, it's going to change up these values pretty heavily, and it's expected to do so because we talked about the randomizer. At the current moment, it is assuming that every 3 trades or so you are guaranteed to win. That is not the case because there is break-even involved. And I know from our extensive data that our overall win rate is about 58%, meaning that roughly 22% of the trades are break-even, 36% will win, and then the remainder will lose. Now, this is important for people to understand because when we show a 36% win rate, a lot of people have this idea that that means you're losing 64% of trades you take, which it's not the case because of the break-even rule here protecting 22% of the trades. So all in all, you're only losing about 42% of the trades that you take, and with a 3RR that is significantly profitable. It's kind of a common misconception because this break-even rule does skew the data a little bit, but nonetheless, we can see the results here and they are extreme. That 36% win rate on average, you can see there is a really great pass win rate here, and the more I refresh, it does adjust the numbers. I'm trying to find an example where okay, there we go. I'm trying to find an example where it wasn't 100% pass rate. There is still that tiny chance of failing there. And let's go a little bit closer to the median of our win rate, which I would say is about 31% in our community and a little bit closer to 19% on break even. Now with the median, you could see there is still a really strong advantage over prop firms here that we have, but you could also see there's a probability at play here where there's a 7.32% chance of failure. But as you can see here, with the median data of traders in our community using that strategy, there is a massive chance of passing your prop firm challenge, but of course there's always that chance of failure as well. And you could see here about 23 to 29 trades to fail, which means if those challenges are really getting dragged on, you're more likely to fail. So I really hope the data here opens some eyes for some of you guys. I hope you guys decide to maybe try out the strategy yourself. Go in the description below, download the trading strategy that we have there. You can even use our FX Replay affiliate code and get yourself 15% off on FX Replay and go and backtest that strategy for yourself. If you want to join the community, you can always join us and get a free FX Replay account included. meaning you can backtest as much as you want and save yourself the price of that monthly subscription to FX Replay, and also be surrounded by all of the like-minded traders and funded members in the community to ask them questions and understand how they better align themselves with prop firm evaluations. We even have a lot of traders working their way at or above $1 million in prop firm capital, and we have different approaches for them compared to the trader who's trying to pass their first challenge. All of these different strategies, maybe in a future video I can go over them and explain the math behind those. But nonetheless, I hope you guys gained some value from this video. I hope it gave you guys some clarity regarding our strategy in prop firm evaluations. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something today, and I will see you guys in next week's video.